Welcome. Hate is a strong thing in life. Whether you like it or not, you face it every single day. Whether you go through the hardships and the lowest of the lowest when it comes to hate, and you face the biggest backlash of your fucking life. It doesn't matter. Because hate is something that we can choose to ignore or choose to destroy us. Hate is a wonderful thing. If you think about it, you get this oppressive force that tries to knock you down. They try to get you down every single day, whether you like it or not. It's always gonna be part of someone's life. Whether you are a millionaire, whether you are an athlete, whether you are a broke bum sitting on the streets. And I started to think about it because hate in my life has been a strong thing. I've always faced hate in my life, and even now I always face hate. It's not something that I would say that I'm happy, but I'm really happy that I got to enjoy those stuff because it made me better and it made me more mature going through life. Because when you think about it, this hate just builds up the skin that you need to conquer everything that you're faced with in life. So when you go through hardships of life, when you're faced with a lot of oppressive forces, we often give ourselves the comfort to sit down and cry about it. We give ourselves the comfort to sit down and, just hug ourselves. That's the instinct. That's the thing that we do. That's like a coping mechanism, if you ask me. But on the other side of that story is the person who refuses to sit down and cry about it, but rather they get up, they get their work done, they get their chores done, and on top of that, they become better. And how do we actually go from here to here? Simple, easy. You need to tell yourself that the hate that you face will not come from a person who has a good life. Think about it. If someone has a loving parent, a girlfriend maybe, good friends, and a good community around them, they're gonna come at you, try to knock you down and make you feel like shit. No, if they truly have love in their hearts, they will always try to give you that love. Because me, I have a beautiful family, I have beautiful friends, beautiful girlfriend, and I don't try to knock any person down regardless of what I feel inside. Because I truly understand that God created all of us equal, and just because I'm mad, I feel sad, I don't get to project it into others. Because think of it like this. There's this one golden rule that I live by. There's one golden rule that I stand by. It is treat others the same way that you want to be treated, right? And when you think about it, do you really want to be yelled at by your friend? Do you really want to be made fun of by your friend? No. So why would you make fun of someone else? Put yourself in their situations and ask yourself, would I like something that they tell me? Simple. So, oh my god, my nose, don't mind it. Okay, I think I got allergies because they just spring. Okay, by the way, I'm not some sort of like smart guy. I'm nothing. I'm just a no one. I'm just a white random guy living in Georgia, just a 17-year-old bum trying to make himself in life. So if you're watching this, thank you a lot. It means a lot to me. Okay, let's go back. So you need to put yourself in those situations and ask yourself, would I want that? No. Okay, let's move past that. Most of the times, people tell you this alpha males that when someone tries to tell you something bad about yourself, you should stand up and smash their teeth in, or just punch them to death. No, I think that's super insecure if you ask me. Because let's just say there's a millionaire in the room. He has millions of dollars. He's a fucking trillionaire, let's just say. And some guy just comes around and says, "You're broke." Will the millionaire be offended? No. He knows that he's a fucking millionaire. So why would he be offended by someone else who is calling them broke, even if they're not. Most of the times it's your fault that you get offended. It's most of the times your fault that you let those haters and those oppressive forces get inside your heart. Do you know why? It's because that's what you think about yourself. If someone was skinny as fucking like a comb, this thick, and someone came to them and said, "You're fat," why would they be offended? They're fucking skinny. So you need to tell yourself, the oppression, these fucking offenses, it's your fault, because you feel like those things that they tell you, they come within. They don't come from outside. And you need to tell yourself, you need to fix them before it's too late. And just because someone calls you that and you feel bad, that doesn't mean that you have to fight fire with fire. No. You have to do good. Because when you're presented with evil, you gotta fight with good. Because if you add more fire to fire, you become worse than them. Because if they only try to assault you, and you try to assault them back, you know that assaulting someone and saying something bad is bad, but you still do it. Why is that? Why is that? Tell yourself. And there's this one thing that I've been doing. Excuse me. This is super rude, but I don't really have time to record it back. Anyways, so when I sit down and someone says something bad to me, I just ignore it. As much as I want to smash their face in, most of the time, I try to ignore it and not let that rage get the best of me. Because what is a person who acts on their emotions? Most of the times it's infants, the babies, who always cry about the toys that they want, the food that they want. So am I better than those babies? Absolutely. Are you better than those babies? I don't know. Are you? Let me ask you. So you're faced with backlash. Sit back, relax, ignore them. Because if you don't try to prove them wrong, that truly shows the humility that you have inside. And not alone you show the humility that you have inside, the less stress you're gonna go through. Because you're not gonna be fighting them. You're gonna be just, sitting in your chair, just chilling, and let them speak. Because now that I have seen a lot of hate in my life, I've been thinking about them. What are the people that are hateful? What are they like? Oh, some of the times they're fat, some of the times they're skinny, some of the times they don't look good. Some of the times they are dumb, some of the times they are, not in a good situation in life. And I started to study them. What are their friends like? Oh, they're also pieces of shits. Oh, they also like bullying other people. So I started to study more, and I realized that once you're faced with hate, ask yourself, what are the people that are being hateful to me are like? Once you study them, now, not only you're gonna like them and you feel empathy for them, you're gonna actually pray for them. And that's why in the Bible, God tells us pray for your enemies, because if they have energy to spare to knock someone down in life, why would they even think that? It's because there's something wrong with their head. And I had this one friend ask me, how do you just go through life unbothered? To be truthful, I'm bothered, but the bother that I get, the rage that I get, I don't put it into them. I put it into myself, my work, my aspirations. So I don't know if you still watch it. I don't know if you're still watching, but you need to tell yourself, you are better than them. Ignore their fucking things, and most of the time it's your fault. Try to get their ego out the way, because you're not trying to prove yourself to other people. Even if you are, that's wrong. Why would you try to prove yourself? If someone else is lying to you, to your face, and try to get your, let's just say, reputation down, don't answer them back. Because I know this is gonna sound crazy, but last year some girl accused me that I was bullying her outside the classes. Some girl accused me that I was threatening them with physical force and physical abuse, and it got me into my head. I was like, what the fuck? Because I barely even know her. And once I told my parents, they were like, no, let's just answer them back. Let's go to their house. I told my friends about it. Probably everyone in my fucking town knows that who are related to me. And they all laugh about it. Do you know why? Because I worked my ass off to have a good reputation. For the fucking one lie to not knock it down. Because everyone knows that I don't do that to anyone. I don't do that to girls. I don't do that to guys. I don't swear. I don't put on bad shit on other people. So that lie was just buried into a fucking rug. And one person that actually got convinced was my Georgian teacher. And to be frank, she forgot about it. Do you know why? Because I'm a Christian. I'm an Orthodox Christian. I do God's work even though I'm a sinner. I make a lot of mistakes in my life. She got over it. Do you know why? Because I built my name. So once you start to realize that it takes years and years, maybe even I don't know how much time to build yourself. No other hateful people can knock you down if you have a good name out there. If someone said that, Mr. Beast killed 3 people, you would not believe it at first. I hope so. I hope that never happens. If someone told you that, a Baptist or like a bishop killed one person, whatever, you're not gonna believe it because they have a name. And this lies should not really get into your head because when you think about it, it all comes down to who you are and how you present yourself in the world. So if someone comes up to you, they're being hateful, ignore them because that's the thing that hurts them the most that they try to project on you. Don't let them speak to you like that. Is what you think. No, if I'm being frank, let them speak. 1 word, 2 words, whatever it is. Year in, year out. Easy, simple. It's not complicated. But we try to validate ourselves. We try to make ourselves the bigger guy. We trying to get the big ego in our heads. No, we're just fucking people. We take a shit, we piss, we smell. We're all the same. Whether you like it or not. That guy isn't fucking good. He fucking shit himself maybe 5 years ago. It doesn't matter. Don't let them speak to you like that. Ignore them, and fucking bury them under the rug. And most of the times, the criticism that you get is also a feedback in life. Because if someone comes up to you and says you're skinny, you're probably skinny. So work on that. If someone comes up to you and he says you're fat, you're probably fat. Work on that. Don't let emotions ruin your fucking life. Don't do worse than the person that they. If someone comes up to you and they're like being really hateful, don't overcommit something and don't let them, don't punch them in the face. That's what I'm trying to say. I was trying to sound better and use strong words, but I'll be simple. Someone comes up to you, don't punch them in the fucking face just because you don't like what they say. At the end of the day, they still got friends, they still got family. So, bury them and move past that. Life with haters, with hate, sucks. It absolutely sucks. It's not enjoyable, but it builds character, it builds skin, it makes your skin thicker. So in the future when you're presented with more obstacles and blocks, you're gonna overcome it. So if you watch it all the way to the end, thank you, means a lot to me, and see you next time.